Today is the 19th anniversary of 9/11. Thousands of Americans killed, a sense of vulnerability that this country was not free of attack from foreign powers and terrorists, a real tragedy. And we honor the dead and we honor ourselves for how we reacted to it. But it's a stark warning of what we face today, because you see, 9/11 and Osama bin Laden came about because the American government, you want to use that term loosely, I might say, I don't think we have a government anymore, took its eye off the ball. President Clinton was being impeached for the wrong reasons, for Monica Lewinsky. Certainly he shouldn't have engaged in an affair with a White House intern. That was disgusting and it was inappropriate. As President Clinton was having sex with Monica Lewinsky, Osama bin Laden had other ideas. And it was the American people who ultimately, excuse the French, were screwed. So this is what we have right now, and we have to take a lesson from this. Because what we've got on Capitol Hill are a bunch of clowns, court jesters, stuffing money into their pockets. They accomplish little to nothing except fighting with each other, except creating division in this country, racial division and other division, all to acquire power and more money. We've got an executive branch which is controlled by the deep state, which has spent 4 years trying to remove our duly elected president. The president's not even in control of the so-called executive branch. We've got a Justice Department with attorney generals, first Sessions and now Barr, who are scared of their shadow, who are hiding under their desks. I call the current Attorney General Punxsutawney Bill, like the groundhog in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, who hides in his hole every February 2nd. And we've got a judiciary, which either has no guts at all, doesn't enforce the rule of law, or enforces it in a way which is contrary to our Constitution and God's law and natural law. And that's what my book's about. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry. Go out and purchase it, pre-order it on Barnes & Noble, on Amazon.com, on BooksAMillion.com, on Borders.com. You can find it all over the place. We are in a revolutionary state. Actually, we're in a counter-revolutionary state because the left is trying to turn this country into a Marxist, Bolshevik, Soviet state. That's where we are right now. But the lesson is that it's not just what's happening internally in this country, but there are adversaries overseas. The government of Iran, which is perhaps the most evil government in the world, Islamic controlled, wants to destroy this country. We're the great Satan. They have nuclear weapons. Make no mistake about it. They purchased them from the Russians years ago, and they have their own. North Korea, Russia, China, building up militarily, has destroyed this country with a pandemic, which they're responsible for, which our government has failed to take action to hold them accountable for, because our government is compromised. This is what we face. And consequently, unless we snap out of it, we're going to have more 9/11s, and it's going to be much worse than that. The pandemic is already much worse than that in terms of how it's destroyed health and destroyed people. And that's the message for today, is that we, the American people, must ourselves rise up. We must take matters into our own peaceful and legal hands. We must be like Wyatt Earp in the Old West, when there was no government to back up the people. He took action, as well as others, to enforce the rule of law. Man's law and God's law, the real law, not the law that we currently is forced upon us by these clowns in Washington, D.C. And that's why I say, get a copy of my book, because I have concrete solutions on how to wage a second American revolution. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry. Forget Hannity. Forget MSNBC. Forget CNN, whatever your political persuasion is, because they're just there to make money, to rake in the dollars. You can't sit there on the couch and do nothing. You must rise up, or we're going to have more disasters like 9/11 because we've taken our eye off the ball. We've got a revolution occurring internally, a counter-revolution by these Bolsheviks, and we've got adversaries that want to destroy us. And that's why we, the people, must now take control. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, sign up for our Justice League. We're your Justice Department, in effect, and purchase this book. It takes a revolution. And you can find it at Amazon.com, at BarnesandNoble.com, Books A Million, Borders, because we need to mobilize. We need to rise up ourselves. And I tell you how to do that. Unlike Hannity's book, Live Free or Die, I call it Live Free or Lie. Okay? We don't just ask for the president to be reelected. That's not enough. We need to do it ourselves. And consequently, now is the time to do it. So that's my message on this 19th anniversary of 9/11. There are more 9/11s just around the corner unless we sober up and put the Coke down and put the popcorn down and get up off the couch. So join Freedom Watch at freedomwatchusa.org. Join americassheriff.org to defend our police so they can defend us and protect us and keep us safe. And God bless you. God bless America. Stay safe. Thank you for listening to me. Listen to my radio show this week. I'm going to have Alan Keyes on and Dimitri Penny, two brave African-American patriots, one a police officer, Dimitri Penny, Alan Keyes, who ran for president, ran for Senate against Obama, and also who is one of the great thinkers of our time. He's equivalent of the founding father. He's a great intellect. So thank you for listening to me. Listen to my radio show this week. You can find it at freedomwatchusa.org, at iTunes, Spotify, Roku, Parler, Parler, the equivalent of Twitter, Facebook. Share it far and wide. Get out the clarion call. We need to rise up. We need to get to work to prevent another 9/11, notwithstanding these radical leftists who are trying to destroy our country. Thank you for listening to me.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.